Hi everyone, welcome to another video by the Happily Exhausted Mama, and today my topic is gestational diabetes. I'm going to talk about what is gestational diabetes and my experience of having gestational diabetes as someone who did not have high blood sugars before she got pregnant. Before I start, I want to say that I'm not a medical professional. Whatever information I'm sharing today, I have got from my doctor or from authentic medical websites online. So please consult a medical professional if you think you have gestational diabetes or you want to know more in depth about gestational diabetes. This is a video to just share my experience and give you a little bit of overview of what is gestational diabetes. Now, to start with, gestational diabetes is basically a spike in your blood sugar levels when you're pregnant. This happens because of the hormonal changes in our body, and the insulin production doesn't happen as well as it used to do when you were not pregnant, and therefore your blood sugars rise. You can either have a mild case of gestational diabetes which will go away through diet and exercise, or you can have a slightly more severe case of gestational diabetes which will require some medication. The reason we need to know about whether or not we have gestational diabetes is it can impact your unborn child, and that is why a test now happens for all pregnancies in India. It happens in month 5 of your pregnancy. For me, it happened week 24 when I was pregnant, and it's called a glucose tolerance test. So what do they do in that test? So they first test your blood sugars when you're like your fasting blood sugar. That's early in the morning on an empty stomach. You will go and give blood, and they will test your levels then, and then they will give you a dosage of just plain glucose mixed with some water. Now this glucose you need to have, they are going to test you 1 hour after having that glucose, and again 2 hours after having that glucose. Some people might also have a 3-hour tolerance test, and the quantity of glucose might also be different then. I had a 75-gram glucose test and a 2-hour tolerance. My fasting blood sugars were fine, my 1-hour tolerance was also fine, my 2-hour tolerance unfortunately was not fine, and it was above the range. So what it said in my report is I was supposed to be within 140 and I was 145. So I was worried. I went to my doctor, and the saddest part was that I actually hated sweets during my pregnancy. Before being pregnant, I wasn't much of a sweet tooth person. Like, I liked savory stuff over sweet stuff, but I did not hate them. Like, I liked my occasional ice cream and chocolates. And this glorified picture of pregnancy is always depicted in movies where women just have tubs of ice cream, and I was looking forward to that. That unfortunately didn't happen for me because I hated the mention of sweets also. So I was surprised. I was like, how can I have blood sugar, like high blood sugar? How did this happen? So my doctor assured me that this is fairly common. It has got nothing to do with the amount of sugar you intake, which I sadly had to believe because my friends who had enormous amounts of sugar during the first months of pregnancy did not have gestational diabetes. So I unfortunately got it, and I was asked to refrain from having sweets at all, which I thought was going to be so simple because I am hating sweets right now. But the moment I walked out of the doctor's chamber, I felt like having sweets. That's the first thing I felt like having. When I got hungry, I was like, oh my god, now I want to have sweets. Unfortunately, I could not have sweets. She also asked me to refrain from having too much rice. I could not really control my rice intake because I was mostly on rice, as I could not again tolerate wheat during pregnancy. But I did cut off any sugar, especially added sugars or any sweets or chocolates or anything like that, and I was miserable for 2 months. Then I came to Calcutta for my delivery. I was in Bangalore before that, and the doctor that I consulted here, she actually told me to have little amounts of sugar now and then to actually control my craving, and so that my body doesn't want it too much, and that when I end up getting some sweet, I don't hog on it. I actually felt that advice to be pretty sane, and I followed it for the rest of my pregnancy, where I used to have a little bit of sugar now and then, not too much, but that would actually keep my cravings in control. I'm now mother to a 6-month-old baby boy, and he definitely has a sweet tooth. I, on the other hand, have gone back to having normal blood sugar levels and normal cravings the way I was before I got pregnant. So this is just to tell you that gestational diabetes is fairly common. It happens to a lot of women out there. You might not know it, not everyone shares it. So I just wanted to share my experience with you, because to tell you that it is okay. Just don't put too much pressure on yourself, and even if your doctor says abstain from sugar, it's only just a matter of few months and your body will go back to normal in most cases after you give birth. So just take care of yourself, be happy, plan all the sweet things that you want to eat after you give birth, and I hope you have a happy and healthy pregnancy. If you like this video, please like the video, share, subscribe, comment, tell me if you had gestational diabetes, how did you cope with it, and I hope to see you soon. Bye.